Hi, I'm Bishop Greg Davis, and welcome tonight. Did you think that we were going to stop at the barbershop? Absolutely not. Not the word network. We are fair and balanced, and there's no fake news here. We're going into where? The beauty shop tonight. We're going to talk to almost a dozen beautiful African-American queens at their place that they go to talk about us, to talk about dating, and we're going to talk about all that tonight. Did you not know that the hair salon, the beauty shop, started back in the 2nd century? That's right, the 2nd century. But it wasn't for African Americans. It wasn't until they began to colonize the United States and they brought the slaves over in the 1700s. And at that time, all they had to begin to develop, they call our hair wool. Our hair looked like wool. And there was, of course, the good hair, but we had the wool hair. It wasn't until the 1800s that they brought out the press and curl in the early 1800s. But then a woman called Madam C.J. Walker came along, and she developed hair products to put on the women's hair so that it would be straighter and it would be some good hair. And then it was later on that they began to develop more and more products. And cosmetology school, you would go to Madam C.J. Walker's various hair salons and you would see on the door, this is an official registered Madam C.J. Walker salon. The women paid $17 to go to cosmetology school. Can you imagine that? $17 back in the day. And then in the 1900s, the hair salon developed more and more. And now we have, in 2018, the hair salon. They go get sew-ins. They go get wigs. That's, you know, back then they had wigs also. They get their wigs. Wigs are back. They get their sew-ons, and they get their weaves and all that, the quick weaves as they call them too. Well, we're going into Hairshon tonight in Southfield, Michigan, right down the street from the Word Network. And I'm going to be talking to over a dozen women that's going to share with me, why y'all single? What I need to do as a man, a single man? Stay tuned, men, because you're going to hear a lot of stuff. Get your notepad if you're single, or even if you're married. Find out what women really want as we go into the beauty shop. Join me tonight. I'm Bishop Greg Davis, and welcome to the Word Network, and this is called Special Beauty Shop Program presented by the Word Network. Tonight, we have some beautiful African-American queens that's going to talk to you. And of course, I'm going to introduce her in just a minute, but I want to thank God for Mr. Kevin Adele and the Word Network for allowing us to come out. And of course, as I said in the hallway, you thought we were just going to let the men talk? The women got, let me tell you something. The pre-show, y'all should have been taping this, because as the women, a lot of them know each other, but they just start talking. When I had the men, they just walked in and was just kind of sitting. These women got a lot to say, so get ready, get your popcorn, wherever you're at, to watch this. We're doing this because we believe that the Word Network is balanced, and there's more to life than just us having church. We want to hear from you. So as the program goes on, you can definitely write us at thewordnetwork.org, thewordnetwork.org. Go to the website. There's a place to send an email. We want to know what you feel about us coming out in the community and doing this. I don't know if you all know, but there are 112 million unmarried in the age of over 18 in the U.S., representing 47% of the adult population. In 2010, unmarried households were 45%. Literally, almost half of every household is unmarried. 44.9% of the unmarried population aged over 18 are females. For every 100 unmarried women, there are 88 unmarried men in the U.S. That may be why it's less men. Is it less men? What is it? 23.0% of the unmarried population age 18 and over, Dr. Sabrina, are people of color. 77% are white. There's more Caucasians that are unmarried than there are African Americans. 39.2 of the unmarried population 18 and over, formerly married, and 60.8% have always been single. These are some statistics from the last census. There are a lot of single people, but there are less African American. So we're going to talk about tonight, why are these women single? We have one married amongst us. We have about 4 or 5 that are divorced. One possibly on her way, she says. We're going to meet them tonight. But my co-host is Lola George. She is Lola George Show. She is a celebrity in these here parts of Detroit. Hosts her own show, of course, across the community of Detroit and surrounding areas. Welcome, Lola. Welcome back.
Well, how are you, my brother?
Oh my gosh, she's not gonna talk like that.
I have to be nice and calm now, because you know what's going up.
This is awesome tonight, isn't it?
It is.
And you do something like this every month?
I do a shop talk. It's called Lola After Dark, because, you know, after dark, things get a little spicy. And often,
and that's the reason why I got you.
And you see, it's after dark, yeah. So, you know, I got my girls with me. I got a doctor here that's hot. That's fire.
I know. Yeah, we're on the radio together. I'm scared. Tonight we're gonna go around the room and we're gonna meet the ladies that are here, and we're gonna get into the meat of the matter. Again, thank the Word Network for this, as we are at, and I want to thank, of course, Mr. Rodney Howell. Rodney Howell, thank you, sir, for allowing us to come. We're at Hairshon. Hairshon is located in Southfield, Michigan. Their information will be on the screen throughout the program. Of course, we want you to support them if you're in the area. You can fly in. They're flying to get their hair done now, and sew in and all that, and wigs made and all that. We talk about that. Y'all heard the history in the beginning of the program. And so this is a wonderful facility right down the street from the Word Network. Again, thank you, Rodney, for this. So we're going to start at the right. Oh, Lord. Want you all to introduce yourself and just tell a little bit about you, whether you're single, in a relationship, whatever the case may be.
Well,
say the nitty for the gritty later.
Nitty for the gritty later? Okay, hi, I'm Dr. Sabrina. I am called the People Expert, as I help people with people, even if that person is themselves. I have a radio show on 9:10 a.m. After Dark from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. I am the hottest in late night talk. And yes, I am single. I've been divorced twice, so I have 2 husbands.
Yes, yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pageant Atterbury. I'm the owner of 2 facilities, an after-school program, PVA Royal, and a family-owned business where we own 4 daycare facilities.
Are you single?
I am single.
Nora.
Hello, everyone. I am Maria Swanson. I am a proud, basically, actress, model. I am currently enrolled in production school right now for film and that have you. And I'm glad to be here. And yes, I had a lot of prospects, but yes, I am single.
Hi everyone, my name is Dee Dee Badee. I am retired from the financial industry, and I created my own business called Badee Couture, the Crochet Collection.
Yes.
I crochet original designs.
Yes.
I'm single and consider myself to be an alpha female. I've taken care of myself all my life. We'll get into the rest of it in a little bit.
Oh, she was quiet. That's why she was quiet. Got to watch the quiet.
Hi everyone, I'm Diamond Smith. I am currently working at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan as a customer service representative, and yes, I'm currently single.
Hello everyone, my name is Linda Gardner. I am currently working as a dental assistant. I love my job. However, I ventured off into other things. I have a men's safe haven called Jerry's World Incorporated, and that's for the male victims of domestic violence.
Hello everybody, I am Dr. Carla Mitchell. I'm a clinical traditional naturopath or a holistic doctor. I own a natural health and healing center on Detroit's west side, and I'm also the executive director of Changing Lives and Staying Sober. We do substance abuse prevention and treatment. I am married, 23 years, and my husband and I have 5 children.
Hello everybody, my name is Sabrina McCaskill. I am a real estate broker for McCaskill Realty, and I run a nonprofit called Ray and Phyllis Foundation, and we offer free ACT and SAT tutoring to children from substance abuse.
I am Dana D. Berry. I am an executive pastor of a church. I also work.
What's the church?
The church is Celebration Church of Detroit. Yes, it is. Yes. And I also am in the educational field, and I just recently received my coaching certification, so I am also a success coach.
First of all, thank you for having me. My name is Carla Ingram. I'm the Senior Account Manager of Automotive Supplier and divorcee of 5 years.
Y'all done said
Then
single?
I'm single.
I'm single.
Single.
Okay. Now let me ask y'all this. Oh, yeah.
I'm single.
Okay. She really wanted to know. So let me ask, Lola, we always talked about this in the past.
We do.
You know what I'm going to ask?
Come on, let's go.
What does single mean? Because there's single, and then there's what?
Single.
There's single. So single means that.
Single means, may I?
Yeah.
So there's single. Single means I have somebody. I haven't made a decision yet. It's up in the air. We're thinking about some things. I'm single. Single means I'm really single as a dollar bill. There's nothing else. It's just me by myself. When I file my taxes, because a lot of people trying to figure out if they're single or not. Here's the definition. When you file your taxes, what do you declare? Married or single? So you're single. So that's really a single. But
Okay.
sometimes you're single, but you have options.
Single. Like there's nobody.
Okay, but I don't know what that means.
No, single means you're
Nobody
single.
in the
You're not committed.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm not committed, which means that I don't put anybody on my taxes, but I am dating, and dating is collecting that.
Okay, but what we're saying single means that you have nobody.
Nobody. There's no
perspective, no prospect.
Nothing.
Ain't going out to
everybody
dinner.
that's single right now.
Your phone not ringing after 8. Or it ain't ringing.
It's like a balance, you know. Just because I believe when you have prospects, it means that you have people that are possible. So in my mind, it's like until you put a ring on my finger,
I'm single.
I'm still single.
Okay, how many got possibles?
Okay, we have possibles.
She raised both her hands.
Possibles, yes.
Okay.
I'm being honest. Hey, we got possibles. Hey, you know.
Well, I'm thinking of single as, you know, you could be single and then you could be single but not available.
Okay, I'll let y'all
That's
think.
good.
How many of y'all not available? How many of y'all not available? How many of y'all available? Oh, y'all get me confused now.
Okay,
No,
right.
Because I'm saying, are you available to me? Are you single to me? Are you available?
Yes,
Raise your hand.
but I think some of her singleness.
No, that diamond, she done raised her hand on everyone.
But listen,
She been on every. Her and Maria been on everyone.
Everyone.
Single and not available may mean I am trying to overcome my last situation. I may not be emotionally available because I'm still kind of trying to work through some things.
I got too many things.
But you shouldn't.
You're available.
But you shouldn't just jump into something after you've gotten out of something. Sometimes you need time to heal. So you're single, but you're not available.
There are men that are watching now. I'm having a dating show. I set y'all up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle.
There you go.
Okay. All right, put it out there.
There you go.
Single and dating.
Single and dating.
Single and ready.
Single and ready.
I'm married.
Oh, you married?
Please go.
Ready to mingle.
Single.
No, mingle? No.
Not at this.
Okay.
Single, but I have prospects. But if you're
Prospects.
With
Y'all
the
know
X.
that right now
With the X.
on TV.
I get that.
I want about 5 more kids, so
Single.
I'm single.
Mingle, single.
Yeah, I'm single.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
Single.
Okay. All right.
I hate answering that question.
Lola George. I'll tell them.
Oh, wow.
It's according to what day it is, y'all. Single?
Yeah.
To mingle. Oh, okay. She want to make sure we got that in. Okay, so here's the question we open up with, and we're just going to start talking. Why y'all single? Why? Professional? Oh, okay, but it's not sure. Why you hate the question? Why, I mean,
I'll tell you why I hate it.
okay, but why are that's what we're talking about. you wonderful professional women. Some are retired. Two of them I know, great family businesses. You know, I know you. I know. Yeah. Most. Why y'all single?
Because a lot of men can't handle the alpha female.
But you know what? I don't think I'm an alpha because I love submitting to a man and being in a relationship.
I love to submit too.
But I feel like a lot of times I have to make the approach because men won't approach me because they think, yeah, they can't handle something.
You are alpha. You see, I think sometimes females mistake.
They're not honest with themselves.
Yeah, like it's okay to be alpha, but the key is you have to be willing to submit. Every place except for home, I run everything. When I come home, I don't want to run nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
But well, you know what we find? Let me tell you what we.
See, I don't want to accept that though.
Let me tell you what we find out. We find that y'all don't know how to switch though.
Oh.
I don't know that to be true.
We know how to switch.
I think it depends on the man.
Yeah, you got to be worth switching.
I say this, is that there is a lot.
Wait, no, she said something that's good. She said you got to be worth switching. You shouldn't be with him if he ain't worth it.
Right, right. But I also think that there is, for me, the capacity to handle all that is to be with me. There's a capacity.
Talk about it.
So all men don't have the capacity. You might step two, you might be cute, you might have nice things, but you don't have the capacity. So I used to say that I just want a man who brings as much to the table as I bring to the table. And my son said, no, Ma, you're thinking about that wrong. You need a man that has a place to put a table because you bring a table all by yourself.
Your son is wise.
Yeah, his son is wise beyond his
He's 25. He said that at 21.
Wow.
How many, okay, those of you that are saying, how many want to be in a relationship?
Can we put our toes in?
Spirit fingers.
You want to be in a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
At my age, I'm too set in my ways. Okay, I'm not sure what, he would have to be a very unique individual. He really would. He would have to be willing to give as well as know how to receive. Right.
May I ask how?
Oh, definitely.
May I ask how long you've been single?
I've been single 63 years of my life.
And it's.
And when I say single, I mean I have never been married. Okay, I've been in relationships, but none of those men met my standard of wanting to spend at least 25 years of my life with, because for me, that's a lifetime. Okay, and then after that 25 years, then we re-sign that contract. That's the case, but.
I think that, and I've had this conversation recently, I think singleness, after you've been single for a while, especially for those of us that have been married and divorced, after you've been single for a long period of time, you can get comfortable in your singleness, and you get complacent in your singleness, and you become okay with I'm good. And it sets up a standard where you want to have situations where I just need you to be available when I'm ready. And that's a dangerous place for us to be when we're
switching the roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's for men.
Yeah.
Y'all don't learn that.
Yeah, we done learned it, figured it out, and mastered it.
So, let me, you said some things before we came on. So, is it you feel like you don't really need a man because you're accomplished? Yeah, see, that's where I want to be right there.
I've always been independent. I've never asked a man to do anything for me. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I could form the words to ask a man to do something for me. I feel like if you're truly a man and you're interested in me and you know me as an individual, you know my needs. I shouldn't have to ask you for anything. That's something you should be willing to give, because
you never met nobody like that?
No.
Thank
out
God.
of 63 years, you've never met.
Out of 63 years.
That's surprising.
So could it possibly you? No, I want to.
No, I won't say that I didn't allow it. I just haven't met the. Apparently, I'm attracting the wrong type of men. Okay, the men, to me, that I attract are what I like to term as the slick Ricks.
Oh, honey, the nickel slick ones.
Okay, the slick Ricks. The guy that I would like for God to send to me. Okay.
First of all, I don't believe. First of all, that statement you just made, God don't send men.
Well,
He don't. No.
I
Serious.
have not been taught that.
No,
I've
but let
been
me
taught
help.
to ask.
No. Let me help. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. And then we can. That's what this is for. But we are free moral agents, meaning we have the right to choose. You choose whether you want to be saved. He said, "I set before you life and death. I'd rather you choose life, but you never choose death. That's your thing." So let me finish, because this is a good subject. Because we think that we're waiting for a husband or a wife for God to send, and He doesn't. We are free. He gives us discernment. That's why you go to church to learn, character, all that kind of stuff, and you build that. But to sit, that might be with 63 years, you're waiting for it, because God don't send them. We have the right to choose, and that's why some of us choose wrong. Why I'm divorced.
But I beg to differ with you on that, because I feel
Find it in the scripture. Find it in the scripture. I'm saying if you're going to say it, because when the scripture says, "He that findeth a wife find a good thing," that means once you find them, once you find them, you find a good thing that obtains faith.
Find someone that I want maybe to have spent that type of life or married, and they not feel the same way.
Okay. Well, we're not the hunters.
So the way I look at it is, I ask God for what I want, and then I sit back patient. I don't try and seek Him out. I sit back and I wait patiently. And I believe that God puts certain people on your path to teach you certain lessons within life. Okay. So I love who I am. I'm not afraid to be alone. I never have been. Okay. So if He's meant for me, I honestly believe that God will put him on my path. If it's not, and it's meant for me to be single for the rest of my life, I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever.
I don't.
Because I love myself.
Okay.
I want to ask a risky question in your singleness. And forgive me for crossing the line.
You can't cross the line with me, sweetheart.
Thank you. Does your singleness include celibacy?
Yes, and I've been that way for 8 years. Okay, and I've made a promise to myself and to God that I'm going to hold on to my celibacy.
Yeah, that's
okay, until He sends me or puts someone on my path, because I ask Him, okay, put someone on my path that will meet those criteria that will bring down and make me vulnerable enough to want.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You could.
No.
I was thinking one of the things that she said early on that stood out to me was the fact that she never met anybody who met her expectations. And when I sit and I talk to women about relationships, one of the things that I find is that E word really gets in the way, such that God can send you somebody, and because those characteristics in that person don't align with the expectations that you've set, you might completely miss the mark.
And I just want to piggyback off of what you just said.
Guilty.
Because a lot of people can only receive to the amount of level of healing that they are in their life at that
That's good.
that present
That's
time.
good.
And I just want to just kind of break the ice with it, because a lot of people are so fixed on a picture or a level of like what they can only see. But I'm starting to realize the more that I just in my own time, in my own worship, in my own house, I just give my love back to God that He gives me, and just gratitude and thankfulness, and being available in that ways for other people. Mm-hmm. It brings about another kind of relationship that you would never ever believe. So that's why I get messed around and teased so much in my family about going places that I just quote unquote shouldn't. But I just believe that God has ordained me to be in that environment and be in that place and be in that place at the right time. And honestly, if you just move your feet, God will basically start moving with you, because God does not move until we do, And that means that we can't move in our minds, we can't move in our hearts. And that kind of just brings about the reason why we have either relationships or we don't. And it's just up to us. How fast do you want to go? You know what I'm saying? How fast do you want to go?
But what a lot of men say is that when you do find a woman and you talk to them, they don't want to move. They like, they need lightning to come down. They need.
That's because they're not healed in their minds.
There's a level of
the women.
The women. They're not healed.
So why even entertain it? Because that's where you
because they are searching for something that would give them some sort of comfort or appease, or they're hurting and they need someone, but they don't know why.
But then that means you're doing the same thing to us that we've been guilty of doing. You're entertaining and not healed.
Right.
And so that's not fair, and that comes back around.
And that comes from not communicating effectively.
That's extremely important to be able to communicate.
That's
Exactly.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of both you ladies when you were saying communication. Now you're saying you're single, but you have a ring on your married finger, and I'm wondering if guys approach you and see that, do they think you're married?
This ring on my finger has really only been there for about 2 years. I've never worn a ring on this finger because I did not want to give any man who wanted to approach me the wrong impression. This is my stepmother's ring, and she gave it to me, and I started wearing it on this finger. Okay, so it's not something that I would normally wear in my everyday life.
Does that play a...
Well, I've worn a ring for years, and men who approach me, they'll ask if they're really interested. Yeah.
Let's go back to expectations.
I just want to say about the packaging that we will turn people off who may be the best thing ever. I saw a movie called The Hate You Give, and the father in The Hate You Give, when the first scene of him, he had tattoos on his neck because he was in a gang. And I remember thinking to myself, just sitting there going like, oh, I would never talk to nobody with no tattoo on his neck. But then, when I say he was the most amazing man, he was a great father, he was a great husband, he was a protector, everything that you would want, he was. But the packaging, on first sight, you might not, you be the lost out on the best thing ever because you will not let someone in a package approach you.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Yes.
I used to say you're looking for Billy D, and God might want to give you E.T.
And that's not what God wants for us.
That he don't want us to
Not
be
my
no
God.
king.
Some kids gonna come out looking like E.T.
Tattoo on the neck.
God don't want me to have E.T.
I'm just saying, that's packaging too.
Yeah, God, that's
Well,
not what God
I know
Too far.
that he has to be appealing to the eye. He does not
Yes,
have to
I
be
can't have
fine and I'm drooling, but he has to be appealing to the eye. And we talk about expectations. I do believe that, especially women that have been divorced and who are out here looking for or dating again, it is the simplest things sometimes that turn us all the way off. And I've had that experience. I've been divorced for 7 years in February, and it's the simplest little thing. It could remind me of something he did or said, and I'm like, oh, I won't call you anymore. Oh, I won't text you anymore. And so I think that getting over some expectations or getting over the heart of the matter is where the issue comes in. And so it goes back to what you were saying
That's
about
what I
being
was gonna-
healed.
But that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
When you hear those certain buzzwords, though, does that mean that that's not here? It's like, ooh, I just felt that.
It's like,
But
yeah.
is it?
She said,
For me, it's about an energy. It's a chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you look like, okay?
That's good.
But it is all about a level of energy and that chemistry for me.
Facts.
one of the
And
things,
it's not that I
facts.
haven't met men in my lifetime that I felt I had that energy and chemistry with. And I've allowed myself to be vulnerable. And one thing that I can say that I've never done, regardless to how that other man treated me, I've never brought those issues to a new relationship. And I think that's extremely important. You have to learn to be vulnerable, even if that means that you don't get what you want and you're hurt.
Here's a thought though, when we as women, and I'm speaking and talking to sisters, when I talk to my sisters who meet guys and they're out here dating, when they encounter these men, it's really a self-serving experience. Yeah. And no one takes the time to think about what a man may have been through. And so any relationship is an ebb and flow. So it's not just about what can he do for me, is he packaged well, oh, does he make this much? It's like, wait a second, where's the compliment? Where's the help? If you're supposed to be his, how far are you willing to go to get there? Where exactly does he need to be? And I'm always doing this when I talk to my sisters about how women have been socialized and indoctrinated in terms of what a relationship needs to be or how he needs to be. And I just think that that's the piece that people don't face when you need to answer the question about why am I single? it's never about those things. It's always about, well, what he does not deliver for me. And it saddens me because there should not be so many single black women.
How many of you would say that, I'm coming to it, how many of you would say that maybe it's the expectation thing, maybe needs to be tweaked a little bit?
Oh,
I know. I tweaked it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, you may need to
You
tweak
always
your
get on.
expectations.
You always
I've
get
done
on me
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't like
I
that.
tweaked it.
No, I'm saying that's just, raise your hand if you think you should tweak your expectations. That may be the reason why you're still.
When you say tweak it, are you saying we need to lower? Because you always say I need to lower mine.
Well, not, I mean,
Not necessarily lower.
But
not lower.
he always said.
That's a big word.
No.
You're packaging
Of
a whole
the-
No, he's basically saying be more realistic about your
Absolutely.
approach with how you are coming at a relationship with a guy. And just not to cut you off,
No, go ahead.
but I just want to say that a lot of people, well, not people, but women sometimes, they don't, the reason why I'm saying in the beginning, like, to the level of healing that you are, like, are you looking for a husband? Are you looking for a father? Like, what is it that you're looking for? You know what I'm saying?
Healing is crucial.
Let me tell you something.
It's crucial.
I had to learn this, and I'm just like 3 or 4 months into this, and I had to reprogram my mind in this whole gambit of like relationships, dating, and all this other stuff, because it's simply like, okay, I'm not really going to get to where I gotta go in a relationship if I'm still holding bitterness and hatred and anger towards my father, or hatred and bitterness towards my past and previous relationship, or hatred or my child or my son's father, or all these things that we don't think about as women as why we are holding ourselves hostage to our own like happiness, as far as like being in a relationship or being married or happy in just general, not even having to be in a relationship, just happy in general. And you know that your happiness, your light that you shine so forth in your basically your whole body exudes it, when a person sees you. It's a different light. If it's gonna be, some people got yellow lights, some people got brown lights, some people got blue lights and all the other stuff. That's a whole other different topic, but I'm just saying it just puts it puts about a presentation in front of a man's mind to say, I mean, not that I'm saying nobody runs people away, because that's not what you do. But yeah,
No, we do.
I do on purpose though.
I'm just trying to.
I do on purpose.
Yeah,
We'll do it on purpose sometimes.
It's needed.
Definitely.
Because I think the thing that we have not said is that, because you talked a little bit about sex, about being celibate and all of that stuff. I don't want to stay celibate.
Amen.
I'm just being real.
Amen.
God created it. I think it's a wonderful thing. I've been married twice, and yes, I want to get back there. However, I don't like when men approach me, and before you know my whole name, you're talking about what you're going to do to me.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
It's a major
Ooh,
turn
that's
off to me.
inappropriate.
And it's not just out in the world, it's in the church.
Yes, it is.
And please, men.
No, not in the church.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Especially in the church.
I'm the main one.
I want men to stop with the sending the pictures of their member. I can't take it.
Well, I'm not going to
Yes,
say I
they're
want them
doing
to
that.
stop.
I want them to stop. I don't want
Well, when they
that.
do that, we place them in a category automatically.
Yeah.
And that's just,
So,
I can't believe that they do that though. That's amazing.
How do they do it?
Not just that, but
They
like,
send it.
when
They
bring up
send
sex
it
to
like
someone.
they sending, today's mail.
Yes.
You got mail. Oh, nice.
So, okay, anybody, do you know what you're looking for? Do you know what you want?
Yeah.
That's a good question, but I was going to say this earlier. Many women, and I have brothers. I'm the only girl. I have all brothers. And I have a wonderful father. My father's the greatest man alive. Many women face the challenge of looking for something that they don't even know what it is. And the first relationship started at home.
Yes.
With your daddy.
Yeah, but you
And
but
no,
your situation is.
I know, but I'm getting ready to say something. That's where I'm getting ready to go. Everybody don't have that though. And when they don't have it, they're out searching and looking for it. And so they try this. Oh, no, that didn't work. Okay, I'm gonna go try this. They try older men. They try young men. They're searching because they don't know what love looks like. They don't know what it looks like. They don't know what it feels like. And so we're searching, and we keep searching in empty holes where nothing is there. So the question is, how do I get the example of what real love look like so I'll know what to look for? Because a lot of women, I tell my brothers all the time, find out their relationship with their father, if he was even present. Because if that wasn't there, you may possibly run into it.
They're influenced by culture.
They're influenced by culture, yes.
Influenced by what TV says it should look like, and now social media. So do you know when it comes what it looks like?
Yes.
That's one of my quotes that I do on social media. When the right one comes, do you even know what it looks like? Because you'll be turning away. Do you really know? I mean, do you have a list?
Yes.
Anybody can, I mean, do you really, I mean, seriously?
Yeah.
Well, what about
if you don't know what you want, you'll fall for
anything?
Well,
is a list even realistic? Is a list even
But it's a start. But it's a start.
But it is really not.
You can't check everything
You're
off. I'm
boxing
learning that.
yourself in when you make a list, okay? Because no one is perfect, and they're not going to be able to check off everything.
And you
Then, but no, I disagree with that because then because then at least you have a starting point. Then you can say, I'm willing to say, okay, he don't have that, but I'm gonna do that. You know, he ain't all the way there, but he got protect. Okay, I'm gonna deal with it. You got, you follow me? You got. If you don't have a vision, if you don't have a vision, you got to write the vision.
That's two
I
and
say
two.
this, there's a thing I
Make
do,
it plain.
and I do it in my practice with couples. It's called the 15 non-negotiables, and the 15 non-negotiables are 15 things that are all scriptural. It's all scriptural based. So I tell people when you go through the list of 15 and you're looking for that, stop for a minute and make sure you possess the 15. Because what if he got the same list and he looking at you and you only got 7, but he got all 15?
Right, right.
That's when one of my relationships failed because I had certain expectations of him, but I couldn't even meet his.
Yes.
And I failed.
Yeah. So what do you say? Okay, so me and you had the same kind of upbringing, only girl, and love our fathers immensely. So I found my fathers in different relationships.
Me too.
My son's father is actually old enough to be my father. And I've done this 4 times. I've been engaged 4 times. But those were people I could never grow with. So what do you say to those women who, such as myself, I keep dating these older men. I don't want to date these older men. I want to meet someone my age I can grow with.
You just
So-
grown.
so let me-
Hold on, Serena grown. I heard you. When did you grow? She said.
Have you ever
Help me.
changed your approach and how you view these men?
Well, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore.
I would say
Do
this.
something different every time to change the outcome?
Well,
That's
they are-
something I had to.
Well, they all want to get married.
Okay.
The question becomes, what's the problem with guys your age when
Yes.
you do encounter them?
Immature.
It's about
What's the-
well,
I
it's,
can't
there
connect
are
with 'em
mature
here.
men that's even that could be younger. So I think that it's not the age that you're looking at; it's the characteristics and the character of the person that you're looking
And
at.
the chemistry.
Wait, hold on. Since I know both of y'all. Okay, so you, the older thing, is it because you have older fathers and you're looking for a man that matches your father and the younger doesn't?
I'm gonna tell the truth right here. I've been liking older men since I
Let
was
the world know. Let
16.
the world know.
I mean,
Yeah,
look, since I was 16, 17.
Let the world know.
And I told myself, I said, but I had to really tell myself, at least turn 21 before you start dating older men. I've always had like this old soul. I've always
Yep, me
connected.
too. Yeah.
And the best relationship that I've had in my life was 18 years my senior. He was the love of my life. God rest his soul. As a result, I know part of the reason that I'm single, because we talked about healing. I'm over it, I'm healed, but I have anxiety that I didn't even realize I had. Because I was in a similar situation where someone went through something similar, but my ex-boyfriend passed away. Someone went through the exact, and I was like, whoa, and backed all the way up
All the
off
way
of
up.
it. Like, I can't do this. So I like older because God has blessed me to afford a wonderful life. And I want somebody that's going to show me something I haven't seen. Teach me some lessons I can't teach myself. And I'm not saying younger men can't do it, but I want to glean from your wisdom.
Now she's saying yes they can, so she on another thing.
Yeah, I want to glean from wisdom.
Well,
Yo.
I want to say that I've always dated older too, but I was always taught it's better to be an old man's sweetheart than a young man's fool.
You better say that again.
And
Repeat
so,
that.
Older, I mean, but now that I've gotten older, I'm like, wait a minute, they older, they stuff don't work.
Just say it again.
I don't know about this one.
Those of you that just tuned in, you're watching the Word Network. We went to the barbershop, we're at the beauty shop. We're at Hairshon. And again, we're in Southfield, Michigan. literally right down the street from the Word Network with wonderful queens, and we've just started. Again, we want your comments. Go to thewordnetwork.org, and there's a section to send us emails. Let us know what you might want us to come to your salon. We take this on the road, y'all, all right? Let's switch gears. What are some of the challenges today? Let's say you're dating. What are some of the challenges that you've had in dating? Let's say you've been on some dates. And before we get that, Lola, we've had this conversation.
Yes.
This is my sister right here.
Yes.
That I never had. We had this conversation. What is dating? What do you think dating is?
Dating is gathering your data.
Right.
It is a time in which you explore the other individual to see if they're going to fit the list of expectations that you have.
And what are some of the wrong questions asked on the first date?
Do you want to get married?
And you know what? It's not just women. It's
Men do that.
Yeah.
Men, you want to have kids? Wait a minute. I don't even know your middle name yet.
But the reality, and
I don't even know if you're messy either.
Right.
But then that's a double standard because maybe that's part of their list.
But I'm saying, but we don't even.
date.
But
I mean,
on the
that happened
first
to me the
date,
other day.
You shouldn't know. You shouldn't. I'm just saying
we're
we
gathering that
Why waste your time?
because you may not have any chemistry with the individual yet.
You gotta first of all see if you got
But
chemistry.
he's just
I'm not
saying
even
whether
gonna
you want to
ask
get
you
married
that
or not.
question if I don't have some kind of chemistry or I don't feel your energy.
So on the first date,
Okay.
you think it's okay to ask you married?
I-
Do your
the first
stuff?
thing
Do
I'm
your
gonna ask
everything
you is,
work?
Are you married? That's the first
Yes.
question.
That's a good question to ask.
Yes.
That's a good question to ask.
Hell me.
The question I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
ask you is, are you single?
We're learning
Because
more and more about you
to
tonight.
for
We understand these 63 years.
Single is single, like what you said about
Yeah,
taxes.
when you file your taxes, because many people don't know.
Single is not, okay, you're not married, but you got
single and
That's a fair question. Okay, are you seeing
Okay.
anybody?
Are
Are
you
you
single?
committed? Are you
Exactly.
single? Okay, we're past. Okay, so now you think it's all right to ask? So you want to get married? How long all that? I'm dating on purpose. Just want you to know. You scared? Let me tell you from a man. You scare a man away. Seriously, now y'all telling me from a woman's perspective. I'm gonna tell you as a man to sit down with you and you want to know all that immediately. I'm gonna tell you enjoy whatever you're gonna order that's higher on the menu that you don't never have no other time, because y'all do that. Some of y'all.
No, we don't.
Some of y'all.
Oh, that's not what I want.
I'm gonna get what I want.
No, I'm just teasing. I'm saying.
It's not like it's. I'm not saying it's like.
I'm just telling you it's a turn off.
What I'm saying is that it's not like it's not an ebb and flow. I mean, we're talking, okay? We're getting to know one another. These are questions that come in because if you're not interested in the same things that I'm looking for, I'm not wasting my time, okay?
It's a
I'm not
turn
wasting-
off.
I don't think on the
I'm
first
not wasting my time.
Pasadena.
I don't want to waste my time.
It's
I
a
don't wanna
turn
waste
off.
your time.
I have been on the phone with someone and felt like I was being interviewed.
Yes.
Yep,
Ugh.
interrogated.
So I'm a pastor of a church. So what can you offer my church? What do you do at your church? And how could you compliment me at my church? Sir, do you want to know me or do you want to know can I come and be the first lady of your church? So it's a turn off. I think that you need to just have simple conversation. So what's the last movie that you went to see? What books are you reading? Keep it simple and then you graduate to all of those heavier things.
If you go on the
Yeah.
second
I
date.
agree. I have said to my friends, like, don't meet every guy as a prospect.
Yeah.
Just detach from the outcome, like you would link up with a girlfriend.
Yeah. And if
you
it
just
clicks,
don't-
do it again.
See, I'm
Yeah.
right. I'm
One
so
of your
focused
friends
on.
said, "Why you look at her when you said it?"
She looked at me, she went, I
You know,
told
you
you.
meet a guy, it's not like, ooh, can this be my boo? Ooh, can
Right.
I like? No, it's just like we just hanging out.
Yes.
Men can be friends too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And men do the same thing.
But you know what? I agree because it's so important to focus on friendship.
Yes.
You know, and these men I've had relationships with, they were my best friends, and I'm like, I want to marry my best friend, but not if he's too
But
old.
what do women do? They
said
be
not
like,
if he's
yes,
too
I know
old.
going
Yeah.
out. He work at such and such. He drive a such and such. Yes, I can totally see. You done already wrote your name with his
You
last
know, that's
name.
what, that's
Oh,
what
no.
we did as kids, though.
Look, I'm gonna
We
keep my
definitely
last
did.
name. It's too tough.
Let me ask you all this, because I had a crazy situation. A friend of mine set me up on a little date, and you remember this story? I'm getting ready to tell. Danny, you probably remember this one. I went out on a date, and when I arrived, greetings and salutations, and the first thing he said to me after we said hello was, "I got it, did you get, or do you have it?" And it completely went over my head.
Wait a minute, hold on. What did he say?
Hold
on, what?
Here it come. It's coming again. It's coming again. It completely flew past me because I was thinking he was speaking Yiddish. Like what? So we ordered our food, cocktails, conversations, had a wonderful time. The bill comes, and he says again, "I got it or you got it."
Oh,
I said, "What?"
Oh, he didn't even say that. What?
He said, "Do I have it or you have it?" I said,
called
"No,
Dutch.
that." I said, "What you say?" He said, "Do I have it or do you
Just
have
like
it?"
that, just
I
like-
said, "Wait a minute, are you for real?" He was like, "Yeah, do I have it or do you have it?" I said, "Have what?" He said, "Are you going to pay him?" I said, "Pay what?" You asked me. I said, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "You really want me to pay the bill?"
I am cringing.
I said, "Didn't I just sit here and tell you about my daddy? I even told you about my ex-husband. My ex-husband is the second greatest man alive. Second. And I'm going to sit here and pay." I said, "You know what?" After a long conversation, he said, "No, I got it." I said, "Nope, I got it." I said, "Because I need you to understand one thing. I don't need you for nothing, not even to eat." I got it. Yeah, I got it. Well, what we get ready to do now? Nothing.
Nothing?
I'm going home. Well, what? My
That
toe
just
hurt.
happened to her.
Blocked.
Is that Dutch is like you pay half and he pay half?
I go to, let me tell you who I go Dutch with.
is I pay, you pay.
You pay.
Yeah.
You pay your bill.
I pay.
mine.
I go Dutch
And-
with my
and
brother
some-
sometimes, not often.
Yeah, she don't pay.
Yeah.
She never pay. Not even on my birthday.
That just happened to me. I suggested to eat because I needed to take my medicine, and so I was like her. It just went over my head, and so he ordered, and I ordered, and I'm still eating my food slow. So the lady brought the bill.
Were y'all on a date?
No, I mean I was just trying to eat. He was trying to see me, and I was like, well, we.
Oh, he was trying to see you. Y'all were on a date.
Yeah,
He was trying to see you.
So the bill came, and he picked up the bill. He looked at it, put the bill back down. And I know I've been taught women don't touch the bill.
That's
with
what
me.
my daddy said.
So I didn't think nothing of it. He didn't even eat all his food. So then he picked it up again. He said, "How we gonna do this?" And
Do
But
what?
let me serve notice on what you just said. You just said something that men feel, and that is you said that you just wanted to eat. You didn't know what he was doing. So I think you got boomerang.
No, she also said he wanted to see her.
He was trying to see her.
Trying to see her.
But she.
Because she had to eat because
Yeah, but
Don't defend him because you wouldn't do it.
no.
I know
No,
he wouldn't.
but see, I have heard women say that. I've had a friend in Atlanta who just had gotten divorced, and she was like, she's an industry friend, and she was like, I just go out to dinner with him because I just don't want to pay for the meal. So
That's
then
selfish.
I go out
That's
to
selfish.
You
No, but I'm
blocking your
saying-
blessings. You block your blessing at.
But I'm just
Right.
That's a waste of time anyway.
You block your blessing.
That wasn't the case.
You block your blessing. You're blocking your blessing.
I mean, if he was something like that, what do you guys expect to pay?
I won't even talk
Wait a
to
minute,
him no more.
Diamond.
So for something like that, going back off of what she said, if you guys on the phone talking to a guy, you say, "I just want to go out and get something to eat,"
The man should always pay.
to always pay.
When he's with one, even when I'm out with Lola, she's my sister, but the man should always pay.
I pay once a
It's
year.
no-
Say that
Just to
again.
keep.
No. I'm serious.
I'm serious.
The
Say
man,
it again.
The man should. There's,
Why, Bishop?
No. I'm saying if you're in the dating stage, later on down.
Dating
Listen, later on down the line, if she wants to grab it, I'm okay with that. If to treat us, I just want to treat you or whatever.
Because that shows
And-
appreciation.
Oh, but yeah,
Right.
if you dating.
Yeah,
got
I would
you,
do that.
For sure.
Huh?
For sure, I agree with you.
Yeah,
If
but
you're
I'm
dating-
saying to start off with.
Not to start off with.
No, I'm saying to start off with the man should always pay.
At all
And
times.
if the lady says, "Hey, you know what? You've been nice. Let me do this."
But it's
Yeah.
interesting because I was raised by my grandmother,
And what she say?
and she used to tell me, "Don't you know what she said? Because if you take something from him, he gonna want something back."
So that mean you pay? He can want all he want. He can want all he want.
I pay on a date. I would go Dutch.
You ain't
I
been on
take
a
care
date
of
in
you.
20-some
Meal
years.
does not
beg your
equate
pardon.
to sex.
I was on a date Friday. I was on a date Saturday.
I saw you.
So when you say
I
Dutch,
think
that
it
means you
depends
pay
on
the bill.
whether or not I ask you out. Now this is something that where I judge a man by his character. Okay. If I ask you out, okay, for lunch or coffee or whatever, I asked you out on the date. Okay, so we go out on the date, the bill comes, I'm gonna grab for the bill. Now, because I asked you out on the date, But if you tell me, which as a young man did recently.
Come on, young man.
Okay, that I
You hear
went
the key word?
out.
Young
Young man, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
He said, no.
And took it
I'm
back.
paying for the bill.
That's right.
As he should.
And that man
As he
will
should.
get another date with me.
Yeah, but now you didn't do it to test him.
No.
No, I didn't.
No.
I did it because I asked
Right.
him out.
Okay.
But was that a test, or would you
I
have
just- that's
really
what I'm
paid?
No, it was
Okay.
not a test.
Okay. All
Because
right.
if I feel like as a woman and as an independent woman, it's always
saying that.
taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
We heard you.
I said, so if I ask you out,
Yeah.
okay,
We got it.
I will pay.
Yep, we got it. You've been very clear since.
I'm on the same page.
Okay, but
Marie.
if you ask me, I expect for you to pay.
Oh, no, but I agree with you,
Oh.
Bishop. My daughters, I tell them, you don't, nobody has to get your, he should be paying, period. I do agree with
Now, what if he hadn't said? What if he hadn't grabbed it and let you pay?
I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
Because she asked, she
And would you
initiated
date him
the date.
again?
I got some old fashioned. I was raised by my grandpa. I even think even if you ask to go out,
I would not
a
have
woman,
had a problem
a
with it.
woman
Now,
should
that's
be
not
able to
it.
say, "Hey, I want to go out and grab a bite." Even at that, I call me old fashioned, y'all. That's watching. He should still pay.
The bishop is a gentleman.
He should still pay.
Would he have gotten a second date?
I
Would he
think
have
that-
gotten a second date with you if you paid?
Yes, because I asked him.
The question is, did you go on your third date yet?
You do know.
Gotta
Yes,
think
but it wasn't outside. It wasn't an outside
Well, where
date.
was it then?
It was a situation where I invited him to my home. I felt
Oh my,
Oh, we going down that road.
that's another show.
That's another talk show.
And we watched.
You ain't that independent. I'm just-
And we watched. I feel very comfortable in my home. My home is
Me
my
too, but you can't come over there.
So I feel very comfortable
her
in my
Lear.
home.
Okay,
Okay,
Marie.
I want to be on my territory.
Marie.
Okay.
So, to piggyback off of what you said about like men always have the expectation if they put out something, they want something back. And this is where I don't say I like to trip guys up, but this is how you get to know like where they are intelligently, you know, because it's emotional intelligence that men just don't have sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to throw something.
No, they don't.
Bishop, but you know what I'm just saying. I'm
just
just
hosting.
talking about guys in general. But this is the thing about the whole like, do you pay or does he pay or all that other stuff. Like, to even get to that like thought process. Like, I'm the kind of person, like I'm doing it right now. I don't really want somebody just to off the top like just going out somewhere. Oh, you want to go out? No, let's talk for some time. Let's have let's have some conversation.
A courtship.
So
let's understand each other, because let me let you know, if you take me on this date, we're not going back to your house or in my house. We're not going back to no hotel the first day.
Oh.
So that's the very like, okay, let's just be like open in our communication as far as what exactly as women, as what we want and what our level, because a lot of times men can't love a woman who doesn't respect basically herself.
Or set a
Facts.
boundary. You gotta set a
Boundaries are
boundary.
everything.
Yeah.
So coffee shops.
Right, you gotta have
And
I mean,
boundaries
it's Starbucks.
in order for a man to
I'll
love you
meet you.
properly.
Definitely not picking me
So
up.
if you're basically telling him,
That's what I tell my
okay,
daughters.
this is what I want to do, yada yada yada, and it's like, yeah, this is what you want, but it's at the same token, it's like, ladies, we have to understand, like, we got to have conversation, because men really, they want to have that understanding, and they want to know, because sometimes it's like, this is not like taboo. They're not going to just automatically, it's going to drop the thoughts, it's going to just drop out the sky. We got to teach them how to understand us.
Teach them how
So,
to treat you.
how I'm saying is like, that conversation wouldn't even come about talking about some who got it, because like, I mean, I'm not to like,
No.
but my dad has always taught me that a man is always the protector, the provider, the securator,
Priest, provider, protector.
the whole, basically the one that basically holds the fort down. You know what I'm saying? And
But women, now I'm gonna take a shot at us.
Come on.
And I'm not talking about the ones in this room, but there are women out here that are so desperate.
They're
Because this is what I told the young man. There's some women out here that are so desperate and vying for a man's time and affection that they're willing to do whatever it takes just to have a moment of his time. And I had to clearly help him to understand, you didn't check out who I was before you sat here with me. Because we don't have to do this. We'll never do this again.
But let me give the blanket statement of what Maria, you, and others have said. And I'm gonna speak for men and some other men in the room, but a man, unless you do what Maria says, a man will see how much he can get away with.
Sure. Oh,
absolutely.
And that's just not a man. That's
hey, brothers that's watching me, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm telling the truth.
Women do the same thing.
No, women do the same. Yeah, because y'all doing the same.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, whatever you allow a man to do, and then a man will categorize you of what kind of woman you are. Unless you do what Maria says. You say up front, ain't doing this, ain't doing that, ain't doing that. Then you may hear from him again, and you may not. But that's okay because
But that depends on her, because she may not care how she's being categorized by a certain man. Like, you could just be a fling or a get off for me, and I'm happy with that. So it depends on how she looks at you too.
Because you can't take nothing we don't give you.
No, I'm saying even at that, because it's on both sides. Now, used to be in that time that woman wouldn't say it, but
the times have changed.
Times have changed.
It's Christian Network, but they being honest, y'all. This is what I do. We do honest.
We're honest.
But so okay, let's move to another thing. We got the pay thing together, right? Okay, you met somebody, and this guy has 4 children.
Same baby mama, different
Let me
baby
finish.
mama.
I'm saying it up. Come on, you know. 4 children with 3 baby mamas. 2 of the children is with one is the situation. 4. Are you willing to deal with that? Especially those of you that don't have no children on your own so far. The church. No, let me go a little further. Let me go a little further. The kids are not even grown.
Let me get in there.
Most of them. Let me tell you that. Now, hold on. Let me set it up.
Come on,
most
set
of the
it.
children ain't even grown.
So Erykah Badu had a song called "Bag Lady," and as a result of these bags, it can be too heavy to carry from time to time. And you get the 2 bags over here with this young lady, and children are beautiful.
Yes.
So this is nothing against the children. Let's be clear. But you get 2 here. Something happened. Something happened with you and that mom that it didn't work out. My heart is broken about that. Then you tried it over here. It didn't work. Here's another heavy bag. I can't carry them 4 bags. It's too heavy.
But you know what? It gets to a limit. It gets to a limit of recklessness.
Yes.
Because I was in a situation. We were engaged. Older man. He had 4 kids by 4 different baby moms.
Oh God.
And it was just too much for me.
It's too much.
Because I'm looking at you as a 50-something-year-old man, and I'm like, you are so reckless and contaminated to me.
Were the kids grown?
No. 1, 3, 5. I don't. The oldest was like 21. They were little. They were little. They were small kids. But at that point, he's contaminated to me. I don't even want to sleep with him at that point. Yeah,
it's
and
everywhere.
Like, and now you know your stuff everywhere, and I couldn't do it
everywhere.